What? What are you looking at me for? Let's just get this over with, shall we? Bonjour. So obviously, come on, if you're here, if you lasted through the scroll, then you know where we're going. You know where we're going to start. Let's start on the park bench, shall we? Because I'm not going to review the whole episode. I can't do that. I've made some notes I'm going to read off that. And park bench. Now, this there are odd occasions when this, and like any series that you can't get on with, but particularly with Dismal Minus, you see a glimpse of what it could have been. And the quote from Amelia Clark's character when she says to her dad, "Don't you want to live in your own skin?" And I thought, oh wow, that is literally the pitch for this series. If you wanted to do it cheap and nasty, like we know that Dismal Minus, let's just look at it objectively for 5 minutes. You haven't got the money to do all the special effects and have a handful of superheroes involved. So you want to get into the nitty and gritty of an alien invasion, right, undercover. And they've infiltrated some of the top level of governments all around the world, right? But fundamentally, you've still got to focus on half a dozen characters, haven't you? This is the story of 6 characters because you haven't got the budget to do anything else. Although I will say just quickly that the end action scene in this, they blew the budget on that. But couldn't even really do that well. But we will get to that. But they couldn't even. So you see a glimpse of what could have been with that one sentence. Don't you want to live in your own skin? And this is a daughter talking to her father. They're aliens disguised as humans. But it's so obviously staged. It kind of moves to that scene and they're both sitting there. Bearing in mind that Gaia has been undercover in Ravik's gang, and Talos obviously hasn't seen her for a while, wouldn't it have been more emotive to have seen them when they first clapped eyes on each other? Or did they both walk to this bench from opposite sides of the park and pretend that they didn't know each other just in case someone was watching? It literally just opens. I mean, there's other scenes before this, but and I know I keep banging on about it, but this is all I've got to bang on about because again, not a lot happens, and what does happen doesn't make sense. It literally doesn't make sense. What a beautiful philosophical question that you could have moulded your science fiction show around. And yeah, you could have made it on a budget with half a dozen main characters. Could have been within the Marvel universe. You didn't have to have any superheroes, and you could have had Fury. Because the other thing as well is the dynamic between Fury and his wife. But again, they just can't. They just can't follow it through in a. No, we don't go there. Come on, stop giggling. They just can't follow things through with any kind of maturely thought out, driven drama. They just can't. And this scene, and spoiler alert, and I will put it on the thumbnail, but who cares? There's a scene that's building up, and do you know what they did get me? Because you've got 2 class actors here. You've got old Samuel Jackson and the actress that's playing his Skrull wife. A great actress. And yeah, I do call them actresses, or I do differentiate. Come at me. And it was just a great scene. And again, I'm seeing a glimpse. And these are 2 scenes where people are both sitting down. But this kind of spy drama would need a lot of that to build tension. What people are saying, like one sentence of dialogue, should be leading the audience to think, aha, that means he was there, or she was there, or she did this, or she hasn't told him this, and he hasn't told her that, and he hasn't told him that. This is what political dramas, this is what this espionage thing does everywhere else, but not in Dismal Minus. We can't allow it. And they literally, when they get the guns out, how powerful a scene that would have been. How powerful. And I thought, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's got to. He's been betrayed. He's been betrayed, and he is going to be brought down. But the only way these immature writers can bring the character of Fury down is by calling him names and telling him he's old and no good. They can't bring him down by making him have to murder the wife that's just betrayed him, and maybe betrayed the world, and maybe betrayed humanity. No, it has to be a little staged thing where they shoot a little hole in the wall behind each other. Oh, oh, we just shot the cameras. Oh, what a cop out. Just, it could have been such a powerful scene. And obviously the roadie scenes now are so... they are so over the top in this episode that they might as well have scroll subtitles at the bottom saying, yes, Rhodey is a scroll, or subtitle it for the scroll audience. So as Rhodey's talking, they have it in the proper scroll language underneath in subtitles, like, hey. I don't know why they're Asian orientated, I don't know, but we're keeping it multi-dimensional here. It's... How is... Bearing in mind these are shape-shifting aliens, the conversation Fury has with Rhodey in the hotel room, where he shows in the video, there's a video of the first episode where Fury is going to shooting Maria Hill. With shape-shifting aliens on the loose, how the blinking flip is that any kind of leverage? Even Fury at his lowest ebb, which he's at now, you would just laugh that off. You would just go, oh, pull the other one, mate. What do you really expect? There must be some CCTV footage of Skrulls shape-shifting somewhere over the past 30, 40 years. What is it, 30 years? Not, we've gone back to 95. So, yeah, the past 28 years. You're telling me there is no found footage of a Skrull going... Oh, no, it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, we get... Fast forward to the end, and we get a big scene where they're kidnapping the president. It's all staged. I don't know why Gravik wants to get the president, because I thought the president was in the council of the Skrull people. I thought he was a Skrull. So I don't know if this is all set up or what. I must have been lost in translation. I don't know. Perhaps I'd need the Skrull subtitles, because all the budget went into this scene, and it still doesn't land in a realistic way. It still doesn't, and I weren't expecting like Sicario or Jason Bourne when they hijack. It's mostly Sicario I was thinking about, where there's a convoy of vehicles and there's helicopters. Sicario 1 and 2. If you want to have the writers and directors and stunt coordinators, all so called, that work for Dismal on this episode, should have just watched those two films, because that is how you do it. That is the template to make a visceral, dynamic scene work, where there's bullets bouncing off cars, and windscreens smashing, and helicopters overhead, and cars blowing up. And it just looks, and I know that I'm just hating on Dismal Minus and this show. It's cheap and nasty, and they couldn't even make this action scene work. They just couldn't. And why the hell? Why, my God? At the end, and big spoilers. Sorry, if you really do care, I'll just give one more spoiler alert, and I will put it on the thumbnail and just warn you. I'm telling you about the big bit at the end, right? The big spoiler. So if you've been a Marvel fan for all your life, like I have, ooh, switch off now. So the random soldier that's really graphic, that grabs Talos after he's rescued the president. Why did Gravik not just kill him straight away? Change into a soldier, brilliant. If you're Gravik, you're the enemy, you've got to get Talos. Change into a soldier, yeah, crawl over there, do what you got to do, dodge all the bullets, yeah. None of them's going to kill him because he's got the, well, it looks like it's the, what's it from Iron Man? That doesn't matter what it is anyway, does it? He's a super Skrull now, really. Why wouldn't you just, to get the job done, disguise yourself as a soldier, get to Gravik, stabby, kill, bang, right, and go. He has to pretend he's rescuing him. So, all right, you could accuse it of psychological warfare against Fury. Here's your friend, here's your big ally. But if you're going to do that, you really have got to up the ante with the writing and the build-up. You really have got to. Oh, anyway. So I don't know why he just didn't kill him immediately and go. No, because it would look cool if we had a scene where Fury realises it's not a soldier. Oh my God, and he's transformed into a Gravik. And he's killing Talos. Yay. Or no, not yay. Boo. End. I still claim, and I know my old mate Randy, we got from the Hogcasts, we got into this. We got into it. Got into a healthy debate, like I do with taters over Star Wars and etc. Doesn't mean we're falling out or arguing. And he did come up with a few good points, Randy. And I'm going to put his link in. If you haven't seen the Hogcasts, he's a published author. He knows what he's talking about, but we still disagree. Go figure. But I like it. But he did raise some good points. But do you know what? This episode, even with Randy's comments from last week's podcast, in my mind, and by the way, love you, Randy, it's still, this episode it does nothing, even keeping on board what Randy's saying, and it worked how he's coming at it. He's just watching this series from a completely different angle. For me, the angle I'm watching it at, everything is obtuse. I don't know where that comes from. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Honestly, I'm going to leave it at that because I know these aren't reviews. These are just snippets of scene. Basically, I've given you 3 or 4 scenes that show how utterly stupid. It's utterly stupid, but ultimately boring. It's dull. The potential is there, glimpses of it. But these children aren't controlled. There are no adults in the room when these children make these shows. There really isn't. There is no oversight. There is no control over the kind of youth, let's call it youthful exuberance of these amateurs. But maybe it could be honed. Maybe. But so far, no good. Before I go, again, as always, I'm going to thank you all if you are commenting, liking, or even watching me all the way through to now. Thank you. If you're doing that, and you nutters, you lovely geekyOlhog nutters that are subscribing, I love you all. Even if you disagree, please, when I see the dislikes behind the scenes, I'm thinking, well, what was it? Was it something I said? Tell me what you disagree, because do you know what? There are no lives at stake talking about this stuff. There are no lives at stake. And if you love it, tell me why. Like Randy did on the last Hogcast, he said, I enjoyed the first episode and this is why I did it. And it kind of makes you think, it makes you step back and think. On this occasion, like sometimes that can change your mind. They call it your mind because it can be changed. And I'm a big believer in that. On this occasion, no good. But I do always have that in the back of my small one. No, we don't go there either. No, steady on. Come on. I've kept this video non-sweary as well, so no, don't make me go there. And on that note, I will bid everyone until next week. Oh, we can't wait. Only 2 more. Is it 2 more episodes? I don't even. Yeah, is it? Adios.